Yeah, nice to meet everyone again today. I think in the last session we already met some of you. So hopefully in the next few tech talks we're gonna have maybe better venue, more people joining us. So a bit about myself. I'm Nguyen. I'm software engineer in AlphaSense. I'm working in AI experience teams, so it's not like agentic stuff, like cool stuff in the backend. They were handled by a lot of cool colleagues in US. But my daily jobs is going to develop the kind of Zen search application, the generative AI for searching. So if you don't know about AlphaSense, we have a lot of proprietary documents, a lot of things that can support AI, like market research workflow. So our generative search is one of quite fast growing products right now. That is a lot of our users are using. Let me share this slide. So today it's not about AlphaSense, but it's more about building for agentic experience. So I will not start with the slide first, but I'm gonna show you guys one cool things I have coded, not coded, but vibe code with Cloud Code. It cost me 15 euros. Yeah, not too good. I need to optimize it more. But yeah, let me share here. Okay, so with kind of Gen AI, of course, this has been 3 years now, but now the models becomes smarter, so you can do much more things. And but the problem is ChatGPT, Perplexity, they all kind of text app, generate a lot of text. But I'm just thinking, what if we have some kind of UI that is changing based on the user query, user preference, and also dynamically source a lot of our data. For example, so I create this personal OS kind of app that can read my email, that can do a lot of things with the tools that I integrated in. So let's see. For example, I can say okay, today I want to focus on work. Okay, hopefully it works, but okay, it's gonna do a lot of things, finalize some dashboard, and then generate for me the only thing that I want that day. So for example, okay, it doesn't show the task here, but you can imagine there will be few tasks I can tick on, important emails, or I want to play some focus music. For example, I have some flight to Japan coming soon. Hey, do I need to prepare anything for my flight to Japan? Yeah. So we can do a lot of things now because things are changing dynamically, and of course all the agents could do a lot of things behind the scene, connect with a lot of tool source, and for example it's going to prepare a dashboard for me for the flight. Why it takes so long? Yeah, it should take just a few seconds, but probably one agent is doing some background work. Okay, so you generate some flight status. So my flight, maybe from last year. Yeah, okay. But of course here it showed me some passport visa requirement for Japan. So it's based on the query, it generates like dynamic UI. So that's something that we can do nowadays, and I think a lot of applications are moving towards this trend of doing some dynamic UI that optimize for user workflow. Okay, so let's come to the presentation. Okay, so so this is not too technical, but I mean, I'm really interested in all these kind of possibilities that we can build with AI, with kind of experience that we can build with it, because like right now the model's smart enough, so the most innovation is going to happen in like application layer. Of course, like in infrastructure layer, they are doing crazy things every day to optimize all the like compute, but the application layers is unlocked. So, but I'm just thinking, like back then, like we have some kind of like first user interface. It's like terminal that we still use nowadays, and it's really useful for like kind of dev workflows. But then like people realize that not everyone's can use it, so they change to this Xerox kind of like first real UI that can optimize for like the better usage. And then we come back to like a lot of text, still like kind of terminal way, a lot of text. I mean, like I'm not sure what about you guys, but I usually don't read everything here. I usually like send follow-up requests like, hey, could you summarize the above response for me? And yeah. And this is a limitation of text-only interface. It has a lot of cognitive overload, like non-stop scrolling, output based on the user context and knowledge, and no interactivities. But of course, like Perplexity, Gemini, OpenAI nowadays, they are like quite innovating on this one, and they create a lot of products that is can serve a lot of use case. I don't know. Okay, so why moving to this kind of agentic experience now? Right now we have a lot of like with MCP tools, of course, like more even API is still like a wonderful resource. Agents can access a lot of our context. They can make actions, actual actions, not only like getting only the data, but they can like create a task for you, like do work in browser. I just show like before like the presentation, like I use Perplexity Comet, the new browser, to check in my flight, the flight for my parents, and it's amazing nowadays that they can already do this. Of course, it's still slow, but soon everything's going to change. And technical maturity, now agents could understand like image. They can understand a lot of our format like PowerPoint, Excel, anything. And with customized workflow, and people are more demanding for efficiency in their workflow. So yeah. So here's a wonderful example. It was maybe half a years ago. This is Manus. They start this kind of trend for like having a lot of agents, having a lot of like experience, couple in one UI. So they can use computer, they can like make checklists, they can like create website, they can deploy things. And for example, here like this is I don't remember, but I think it's from March. I was using this for one of my trip to Budapest or something, yeah. And they create like 4 days plan for us, and then like create a website that we can use, like we can access it anywhere we go. And yeah, and the legend also like knows about this. He also stated that like chatting with GPT now just feel like 80 computer terminal. And I mean you can look at this post on X right now, and in the comments there are a lot of products in there that's just about what he talks about, like people are having to change like how we interact with AI applications. And yeah, and so what do we need to build a good and scalable experience? I'm working like in kind of UI teams, so we mostly care about like how people interact with our applications, and mostly like working with user. So we understand like, okay, user needs this, like what do we need to do? So few things here I realize when I'm working with this kind of experience, like a stable and maintainable event structure. So for example, like backend team, they change events every day, they change kind of events, and it might break like application. So a stable and maintainable event structure could help us to do more things and like scale more. The lightweight transport agnostic communication. We can right now, like most of the application you can see ChatGPT or Perplexity, they are still using like SSE or like streamable HTTP. But of course, like it's still like useful, and that's why they still use it. But I've seen a lot of application migrating to WebSocket or gRPC that has like better kind of support for example, like bi-directional workflow. Like front end could send something to the back end, and back end send back, like just some kind of like notification mechanism. And of course, like maintainable contracts between service. I think most people are thinking like, okay, right now AI application more about like back end to front end, but I've seen a lot of kind of multi-agent workflow where like agents send to another agents, and they also like send this kind of event structure. And so we should have like some maintainable contracts, like just like the maintainable event structure. Like it should be stable between service to ensure that like for example in one company you don't have like maybe 20 or 30 kind of like event structure and it's not maintainable. So core events that in most of the AI application nowadays is life cycle events. For example, when you start a request to the AI backend, then you have to start, you have to stop, you have to like send some steps inside, or content manipulation. So if you were developing like back, I think 3 years ago, and I think Perplexity still do that, is that they're gonna send like, so for example, like I have a sentence like I want a dog, then they not gonna send like each word, but they're gonna send like the first event gonna be I, the next event gonna be I want, and the next one is I want a, and the last one is I want a dog. So every time they send like the full chunks, but a lot of mainstream application like ChatGPT right now, they're applying this kind of text chunk delta using like station patch. So basically, they're gonna have some operations, define some operation that this word gonna be append to the last word of the previous sentence, or like we remove next word. So it's more flexible, and like AI application could be much more flexibility on show what to display to user. And of course, like action and tools, you want to show like, okay, this AI are using this tool, this actions, they are doing this, they're doing that, because it's really important to user to know about like, okay, what are they like? Are they like going to my drive, or are they going to my calendar and delete everything? So it's really important. And of course, with human in the loop kind of flow, user could. So if you use like cursor, it's going to be like you have to for some like action you have to like confirm it before. And snapshot and state management. This is kind of like a special flow when you gonna like you have to share the state between two maybe front end and back end, or like two back end. And you want to have like some state management, and this one gonna send like the whole patch that could like modify the state and help like both systems working correctly. And of course, you don't need all these event in all flows. So for some application, you just need like some lifecycle event like start, content, and stop. So and for some application, you have to use like some bi-directional flows, like pinging events together. And transport protocol. So not only SSC, but right now you already can use like WebSocket, gRPC, streamable HTTP, some chat applications. I've seen this chat application from one YC company. They are using, so if you're using Slack right now, it's use WebSocket. But if you like want to put some AI inside the Slack, then also like they still use like WebSocket to transfer the response from the AI to the application. And of course, it's based on the use case. You don't need like bi-directional like communication always, because it's like painful to set up. If you have set up like WebSocket, like to set up these events, it's gonna take time. But instead, if you use like SSE, it's quite straightforward. You just like okay, request, and then you send back like a stream of text and events. And yes, and about these things, I discovered like a few months ago. I'm not sure. Like last time I present, it was about like A2A. It's a protocols for Asian to connect to Asian, and now I present like AGUI, and now like protocol. But it's more like kind of UI and interaction between UI layer to the backend layer. So it was made for that, for everything I just talked. So it's like kind of event-driven protocol to like kind of bridge, like kind of middleman between like the UI and the AI frameworks below. It transport agnostic. It can be adapt to all kind of transport protocol. It support, of course, like bidirectional and unidirectional. And the best thing about it that I learned is like is define some best practice when designing event schema, because I think it's really crucial to have a good event schema. It can help like so you don't have to be painful like whenever you want to roll out new features, you want to like add new events, and soon like all kind of events become like unmaintainable. And it support many of AI frameworks. If you use LangGraph, you Crew AI, you Vercel AI SDK or ADK is I think it support. But one thing, AGUI is not like backed by any big player right now. They are still small teams. If you have used like Copilot Kit, this is some kind of like UI framework, so they are the team behind this one, and I think they are pushing for this because they want to kind of maybe sell Copilot Kit more because it's integrated directly with Copilot Kit. And of course, it's just a baseline because company they all have their own kind of application and use case. And this kind of event schema, this kind of like standard is just the baseline, and you have to adapt based on your use case. And then how to optimize. I just put like 2 bullet points here. So what's to go more on kind of agentic kind of way, bi-directional, so notification mechanism for long-running operations. So for example, we have deep research right now, which takes like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and soon with like kind of ChatGPT agents, it can take a much longer time to finish like one request and do the work for you. So you might need like some notification mechanism, and also your kind of front end should be optimized for like asynchronous operation. And the one thing I'm thinking like some share event schema for both the UI and backend, which the AGUI already work on, but you can do like maybe like some shared library between backend and front end, so they can consume like same kind of events, and anytime like backend update the events, and the UI kind of know about it. Yeah, I think and also you can leveraging a lot of UI frameworks to speed up if you want to create like any apps. You don't need to like code everything from scratch anymore, but you can use like Vercel AI SDK. I really like it because Vercel they're really good at like making kind of DevX and also like they have money basically. So they create this AI SDK which is really useful. I can show you later. For example, Copilot Kit or Assistant UI. So they have some ready-made UI components, and also like the kind of, so it's all React. So React hooks, like for example, to query from the backend, that can adapt to multiple backend frameworks. Yeah. So that's everything. But I'm gonna show you this one. So this is really cool. It's not related to today's topic, but I found this like DeepWiki really useful when I'm working with these kind of libraries. So it's from the teams from Devin. So for example, so it's free, and so for any like GitHub repo, you just need to change it to DeepWiki, and then you're gonna have like kind of oh, you don't see it. Okay, let me share. Okay, no. Okay, what about this? Okay, so I've been playing around with this one, and you can ask, for example, like, hey, tell me more about kind of event schema used by Vercel AI SDK. So, So it's going to like scan for all like the source code. It is not looking at like the documentation, but it looks directly to the source code of Vercel AI SDK, and it's gonna like respond back with like really cool things. It's gonna explain for me like, okay, it's gonna send like some service and event with this kind of format, and like source URL, like a lot of things. So you can try it with a lot of open source repo. You can ask with it and make your workflow better. Yeah. Okay. So any question? It's really short, I think. Yeah.
I just wonder
Yeah.
because that tool will collect all your like personal information to create the good workflow. So is it good for the privacy? Like is there some problem about the privacy we have to worry about?
Yeah, you mean like this DeepWiki?
No, the other tools that we to improve the workload. I think it's access to your email also.
Yeah, that's my I code it. So I basically like hold everything. So
Yeah, so you it costs you 15 euros.
yeah, I mean, but
And you cost it to yourself.
yeah. So you want to buy? I can sell you right away.
No, that may be not the question. Since you are using the agentic one, and your personal data could be exposed. And how about privacy if you are using the agentic mode?
Yeah, do I have to worry about that if I use like you?
Yeah, I mean like yeah. Of course like we have to be careful about nowadays. And I mean a lot of AI application out there, they have to like agree with you, like okay, they not store or retain your data. That is agreement, but yeah, I mean like we should always be careful with all kind of sources we allow these applications to access, because for example it can access my email, it can access my calendar, just like I booked like the flight to like I check in the flight with kind of Perplexity, and then they can access all of my emails. They can get like all of my personal information. Yeah, think about that. Maybe I shouldn't do that, but
Too late.
but I mean, like they create a browser for it, like.
It's convenient anyway.
Yeah. I mean, like at that time, like I was drinking with my friend. Just say like, okay, check in for me to fly, and then it's complete. Then it's quite convenient. But yeah, I think we should be careful. Yeah.
Can I add a little bit note about your question?
Yeah.
No, about your Nguyen answer, because I think this morning I saw a news about the leader of OpenAI respond the same concern about privacy.
Yeah.
So he mentioned that everything sent to that AI model, of course they promise they will never store them. But if the police or the government really have the requirement, they can extract the information that we ask them. So for example, if any of us had been asking the ChatGPT about how to dispose a 65 kilogram chicken, you should be careful. Yeah, just a little bit note about that. Don't ask them directly. Maybe about like 100 of chicken is better.
Yeah.
Well, my trick is I have a friend that want to dispose.
Okay. There's no friend.
Yeah, that's no friend.
Okay. But yeah, please continue.
Yeah. Any other question?
I had a question.
Yeah.
I'm curious about your prototype or your app you coded. What workflow did you use? Did you use like Lovable? Did you use Cursor? How did it look like, or how much of it you coded yourself, and how much of it was AI?
Yeah, that's interesting because I mean I don't code from scratch.
Yeah.
I use like so the problem with AI is they're for me, like, they kind of bad when they start from scratch. But if I give them some baseline, then it's good. So so most of the times I'm going to like maybe go to GitHub to find some repos already, like having the technologies that I want to use. So I think I can show you guys. But this is actually like a kind of a demo from the AGUI teams. So they already have this UI. So I just like based on it. They have everything set up already. All the kind of frameworks, all kind of like code already. Some instruction like cloud rule. Yeah. So I based on it and just like vibe code with it. So. I mean, I don't want to go to my code right now. I don't understand it, but but yeah.
But then what you use for the vibe coding?
So I use Cloud. So
Cloud.
I think it's, I mean, just because of the demo, I have to pay like 15. Okay, yeah, for me that's fine. But I mean, it's really powerful.
Yes.
So if you use Cloud Code, it's understand your code base really well. So when I run out of credits on Cloud Code, I switch back to Gemini, and I feel like, okay, I have to pay more for Cloud. I have to take my wallet and then just pay it. Yeah.
Actually, it's also because of the context.
Yeah.
Gemini don't have enough context compared to the cloud.
Yeah.
You are using the cloud code before, and you switch
Yeah.
to the Gemini. It's
Yeah.
missing some context. And
Yeah.
there is a best practice here. If you are trying to develop from scratch a new product, that is, you are trying to use AI to create the plan first.
Yeah.
It sounds like sometimes I always talk about make a business, turn from a business idea to the business model.
Yeah.
If you can able to make that one first and then tell to AI breakdowns on, firstly you tell them about the missions of the product, details about the product features, and what you're gonna develop first, and then you're gonna make the files.
Yeah.
This could be the markdown files, similar to what the Cloud Code plan mode do. It just make a plan, but it's a high level plan, and then you're gonna start from one by one, and each one you're gonna create a code plan. And by that way, you always keep the context, even you switch to another model, and also you're gonna like speed up your work process. For example, I create one out from the scratch, just like a very small one. Anyway, if you're using the byte code, you create a better plan. You're gonna make it faster, and it's gonna create very well. You're gonna never lose the traction.
Yeah.
That is one best practice I apply for.
Yeah.
And you can consider that. We don't really need a workflow.
Yeah.
Just following that practice is also maybe help you a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I know that Cloud Code has plan mode. I always use agent mode. I just like, okay, just do it. Maybe like create a plan. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it's very stupid if without a plan mode.
Yeah.
Actually, if you enable plan mode, what it will do is gonna create like a plan and save it in memory, or sometimes it's create a file and it's a markdown files, and then it's gonna break down on the steps, and then it's gonna go one by one until it's finished the first start, and also it have a priorities, and it's gonna move to the next one, and it can solve the problem quite good.
Yeah, I think also like last TechTalk, the
Taskmaster.
Yeah. So it's kind of like integrated directly into Cloud right now.
Yeah. Also Cursor and we support the plan mode as well.
Yeah, but a lot of things. I mean, there are so many tons of coding agents nowadays. But I'm using Cloud Code. Yeah.
Any questions? Thank you for the presentation. About the AG, what is that called?
AGUI?
Yeah, the AGUI. So what tool it give us as a developers?
So
does it give components? Does it give APIs, or what is that?
So it doesn't give any of these, but it's gives like some like so I'm using it, and it gives me like event structure, and also some base like, for example, like it's going to give you some like ready-made functions that could integrate with a lot of like kind of frameworks. But if you're thinking about some UI components, and you maybe have to go to like maybe a Copilot kit, this is from Copilot kit, so they all like have these ready-made components.
UI components.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
But yeah.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
So I'm also curious about the AGUI, but is it work like like the concept? Is it similar with the MCP, and the way it's set up? Is it similar with the MCP, or is it they are two different concepts?
Yeah. They also state on their website about this. So it's not similar, but it is more about the bridging the gap between the UI and backend more than MCP. So MCP is now bridging the gap between the kind of backend application, AI application, to the tools that it can use, like real integration with Jira, with GitHub, or like some. So it helps like agent to use tools more, but this one is more about like having a shared, maintainable and stable structure between UI and backend. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if this is a case of corporate espionage, but I'm curious, like, how much of this knowledge do you, like, what is your company's protocol on this? And like on agentic AI, and people raise concerns about data privacy, like how much is it like utilized? Say if you want to produce something, is the company say like, yeah, you can use it, agent AI, or they're like, no, maybe not?
Yeah, I think at least for my company, I think we are allowed to use a lot of AI tools right now, and because I mean like we want to go fast, and we have to leverage all kind of these to optimize our productivity, and of course like these kind of AI providers, application providers, they have to kind of agree on some like contract about how the privacy works, how do they maintain the data, retain the data. Yeah. But yeah.
Follow up from that. Okay, I forgot. What is your company's like thoughts on like B2B business cases? Because okay, I'm a business student, and all of the agentic development I've seen has been B2C. Like your workflow app has been B2C.
Yeah.
Are there, like, how is the agentic AI future for B2B? Like, have you looked more into it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If talking about that, I mean, I think there are like much fewer B2C application right now compared with B2B.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you want to sell, like, B2B is
Profitable.
yeah, and then also like more people are looking into it because it optimizes people's workflow and yeah. But I'm not knowing the market, but I mean, we see like B2C application, you need a lot of like resources to actually scale it to be the size of Perplexity or ChatGPT, and then of course OpenAI. If you, I saw this YouTube video from South Alman in some Sequoia podcast. He said like the target of OpenAI is also going to be kind of infrastructure layer for all kind of application.
Yeah.
So they are targeting also like in B2B. So I'm thinking, I don't know, like I haven't done anything, but yeah, I mean, yes.
What exactly you're curious about AI for B2B?
Well, because I think most of the tools, what I mean by B2C is the user uses it. For example, OpenAI, like they interact with the individual user within the company. It's not like company-wide, so I don't know. Maybe it's a new development that hasn't been there yet or something, but I'm very curious, like what, like how can it have an impact, like how AI agents will influence like company level, like stuff. So for example, like policies or something. I'm curious. What that's.
Yeah. In Office, I think I can say this because it's on the website, but we launched deep research, and I think the people are feedback really well because we sell to business, because nobody gonna buy like I mean like nobody, but I mean it's more focused on business side to solve their use case, like analysts. They can do more work because right now we optimizing workflow for analysts, for investment bankers to do market research more, and yeah, I mean like it comes to the business layer. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, we're good. Okay. Yeah. Please.
Yeah, thanks for the presentation. I just have one question. Do you know those no-code solutions? Like, I see them in TikTok a lot, like make.com.
Oh, yeah.
You can do the same, but have you evaluated them?
Yeah. It's funny. I made this NHN workflow to automate my laundry booking. So it's I'm just trying out, and I'm thinking like. Which like I hate to do the most because every Saturday I was like oh no today I need to go to laundry and I don't have like it on my calendar, and it's just okay, let's make this NHN workflow like go to my website and just every Saturday book the laundry, but it's just like some of my like testing with NHN and yeah, but I think it's really useful, and I heard like people are selling NHN workflow, like they create it in 20 minutes and they sell it, and also like I think it's useful in business too because I think it's really easy to prototype. In one of our previous TechTalk, we also like have one kind of business guy who like love doing with NHN, and he showed like all kind of like best practice with NHN, talk about that, and I think it's become mainstream now too. Yeah.
Yeah, I also build the automation.
So you're gonna show it right now.
Generate the feedback form.
Yeah. So you know Duke, right? So he just posts like some LinkedIn post about like he made the NHN to kind of trading for him. So he sourced this greed and fear in like index in Bitcoin in crypto, and he kind of like rebalanced his account based on that index. Of course, a lot of like other data as well. But it's really cool. So yeah, I mean this kind of like vibe code application might not be useful, might not be better than only like simple workflow. But yeah, it really depends on the use case. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
May I ask how about the sustainability? So I watch the news that it say okay, people just ask everything of like in real time to ChatGPT, and it takes a lot of like data. I mean echo, something like that.
Maybe that's
I
not
don't
resource.
remember. So the problem here is like you book the laundry using the AI and do some basic things.
Yeah.
So is it a concern like sustainability, something like that?
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
curious about your point of view. Like,
Yeah.
Like tech here.
Yeah, I mean like the HN is not actually like kind of AI, but of course I can do like some AI stuff there, but it's more about like automating things. So I mean with this kind of, I call it agentic a lot, but we still need a lot of like linear workflow, right? And that's still useful, but I mean it's just for some example, but it's not, I don't use that much anymore because I disable it because sometimes I need like book laundry on Friday in different hours, but yeah, about like computing and costs, I think the whole industry are kind of solving it. They can do with like nuclear power, which is
I think like about the computational resource in AI, that's a huge problem right now, and that's also like causing a very imbalance in the GPU market, because Nvidia is kind of like now like the only player who's selling like the GPUs that can actually be trained, like be used to train AI. Yeah, and like like, and now they're selling like $40,000 like dollars for a GPU or something. So that's like yeah, well like for kind of like the environmental side, and then kind of like the competition side. Well, it is not like the best case right now, but I think in the future, if you look at DeepSeek, right, like China cannot use kind of like the best GPUs from Nvidia, so the Chinese guy like they figure out like a way that they can make models train much faster with kind of like a very, very similar performance. And I think that's also kind of like another trend that that AI like development could go into, like the greener, like the more efficient solutions to like very, very big models. And that is not kind of like a new trend, but I've already seen that one like going for a few years now. Not with LLM, but like for other models as well. Like they are also like trying to use like avoiding deep learning and then going into like a very, very simple like statistical models to solve like big problems. And there will always be kind of like an incentive to go greener, to go leaner on AI, because that saves a lot of money for the kind of like the companies who provide these services. Yeah. So yeah, there are incentives for them to do. And whenever like the tech is mature enough, I think that we can go into kind of like a greener future for AI.
Yeah. I think one Swedish startup just raised I think 10 million, like just to optimize the training. Like I think they 3x the training times and less resources. So I mean I agree with you. Like there's a lot of incentives when doing that, because companies love it. Like they cut costs. They can do like they can brand it as well. Like they cut down the cost, but like still maintain like the same power. And yeah. Yeah. Anything else? Is there are there anyone who want to share something, or no? We good. Okay. I mean, this summer we still have time to go out and do things. But you want to?
Yeah, we can maybe
Done. So we have the feedback forum. So if you are interested, we're gonna do more in the future. Of course, in better venue. You want to share about in the next venue?
Just to heads up, so our next venue
So
in August.
So
Yeah, so our next venue in August will be in Bolt. So it's kind of
bigger and it has
two floor.
yeah 2 floor. This guy's but yeah. So we're gonna host more and hopefully like we're gonna meet in the future. And yeah, if you want to share some feedback, please go to the QR code and yeah, leave us some feedback. Thanks.
Presentation, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean like we can really networking, talking.